Drills Talk, episode 181. In this episode, we're going to discuss what is spiritual wellness. Spiritual wellness is not religion. Spiritual wellness has nothing to do with the church. It has all to do with you and how you fit into this thing we call Earth. It's something that I didn't necessarily think about before I read into what spiritual wellness is and one of the 6 sides of wellness or overall wellness. It's something that I want to help everyone out with. So sit back, relax, and let's discuss.
Yo, Drills.
Created by the great wizard of the new world.
Drills Talk, episode 181. In this episode, we're going to discuss what is spiritual wellness. But before we get started, please like, subscribe, show your love however you would like to show your love. Here we're entrepreneurship/mindset motivation channel. Every Monday, there's a new blog. Every Wednesday, a new Drills Talk. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Let's get started. Number 1 is religion is not a requirement. When people hear spiritual, they automatically think religion. And I'm going to let you know, if you did not know, that I am not a religious person. I am not a person that is in church a lot, but I do consider myself a spiritual person. I am a very in tune with myself individual. And that's something that a lot of us are not. Like, we have our day-to-day going on, we have our worries, we have our dreams, but we really don't ever give ourselves a chance to focus on us, get to know us. And that's a lot of what spirituality is. Getting rid of the fact that religion is not a requirement, usually that opens the door to a lot more people taking a look at spirituality, right? So if you are religious and you're already open to spirituality, then cool. But if you weren't, and now that you know that religion is not a requirement, I hope you are going to give this a shot, because it can make you a better you. And with you being a better you, you're going to become an asset to everyone around you. Understand that religion is not a requirement, but getting to know yourself is. Number 2, piggybacking off of that, is self-reflection. We lie to ourselves a lot. We let ourselves off the hook with a lot. We're experts at convincing ourselves to let ourselves off the hook. Like, we know ourselves more than anyone. But in knowing ourselves, we know the part of us that we can take advantage of. We know ourselves enough to convince us of not doing something, or basically downplaying something we did wrong, right? We can talk ourselves out of that, not feeling too bad about what we did, even though we know it was wrong, right? Or not doing something we told ourselves we would do. We can kind of get ourselves to understand why it was okay. One thing self-reflection does, self-reflection takes away that ability, because self-reflection gives us the answer as to why we even need to tell ourselves that something is okay if we really state that we want it. If we really understand why we want something, we would never tell ourselves it's okay to not do it, right? So self-reflection is going to expose us, is going to let us know everything that needs or requires a change. It is going to let us know everything that is great about us, that we should keep, great traits or discipline that we have, ability to express ourselves, whatever that is. That's something that we can actually pinpoint and say, this is a huge benefit that I have, and I'm going to keep. These negative things, maybe my attitude, maybe my ego, things like that, I can actually point to and work on, because in self-reflection, you're going to be able to not only see yourself, but to step back and see yourself as someone else, which a lot of the times is the only way we understand an issue. Like, say somebody comes to you with an issue that you did, or you done, right? Maybe you don't understand it until they flip the script and you're the person that the deed is being done to. Then all of a sudden we understand, right? Self-reflection, when we get good at it, allows us to see ourselves from the outside, if that makes sense to you. Embrace self-reflection. It's not going to be easy. You are going to see issues with yourself. And I don't want the first thing that you do to be explaining it away. Number 3. Number 3 is a connection to all around us. Connection to the grass growing, connection to the trees, connection to the wild animals that we may or may not see. If we live in the city, we probably don't see anything but birds. But connection to everything, just life in general on this earth, is something that we don't really pay attention to. We've been taken out of that realm by the way we live day to day. We don't have to hunt. We don't have to worry about shelter. We're not in tune anymore with anything. We'll see an animal, we'll be spooked, and we'll run away. I don't care if it's a rabbit, a squirrel, or whatever. I'm not even talking about any larger animals. We're just not in tune with nature. Being more spiritual, get yourself more connected with what's around us. You're more connected, you feel more at peace sitting in the grass. You feel more at peace maybe going up to the mountains and just sitting and relaxing, looking and gazing, because you are beginning to open yourself up to a different realm, which is spiritual, right? Opening yourself up and being able to pull in insight like all these animals that I'm seeing are living rent-free, mortgage-free, don't have a car payment, not worried about getting fired, not worrying about living up to the expectations of anyone at all. And they're flourishing. Yes, they have to look for food. Yes, they live outside, but they seem to be thriving in this realm. And I, which once came from the way they live, I'm now living in a place where it costs to live. I need to educate myself to become marketable to a company that's going to pay me to allow me to pay for rent or mortgage and my car for my status and, going out on dates and being social or finding a partner to get married to, then buy a bigger home and then to have kids and raise those kids and so, apply those kids everything that they need. And that doesn't seem to be a worry when you see everything else living without that worry. And what that would do for you is saying, okay, I understand that I'm no longer in this realm, but I'm not going to take the things that I have on my back so seriously anymore because I know that was placed on my back. Of course, I want to provide and be a great parent or a great husband or wife or whatever. But as far as the pressure, I'm going to release that pressure from me. I'm going to put my best foot forward, but I know myself because of my self-reflection. And I know that I'm one with the world. And some of these material things I clearly see I don't need. Number 4. Number 4 is a newfound joy. The newfound joy comes into understanding exactly what I ended on for number 3 is understanding that we don't need as much material things as the world tells us we need. Things are nice, but they're not a necessity. We need food, clothing, shelter, right? That's what we need. And as far as bettering ourselves, to be pressured into learning something with the only intention of learning that thing is to be able to be marketable and go work for somebody else and give them your life pretty much in exchange for money to spend on other things that you don't necessarily need or want, is signing your life away for something that just doesn't make a lot of sense. That newfound joy would be, okay, well, maybe I'm okay with a small house that I know I can pay off in 5 to 10 years. Maybe my family's okay with spending time with each other and making memories that way, rather than going on extravagant vacations that we only remember when we look at the pictures. I don't know. The newfound joy would be that I am here, I am a spirit, I am part of this earth. I'm happy to be part of this earth. I don't need to ride on this earth with the greatest or the latest whatever. I don't need the newest phone. I don't need the flashiest clothes. I don't need the most expensive anything. I need to make memories and connect spiritually with the people in my circle so we can all have that newfound joy that I have just found. Spirituality is a big thing. I hope that this convinced you to at least take a look at it. Drills Talk, episode 181. This was the answer to the question, what is spiritual wellness? Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. It's Drills.com. Check this shit out. It's Drills.